you can win. What's the goal? Okay. And then we will also find out how you can throw away your cards. Okay, so that's a different way of saying to discard a card. Okay, so to get rid of a card. It all means the same thing. Okay, and then later he will talk about the value of each suit, each card, and the value of the different hands. Okay, because you get different points, or the cards are worth different points depending if they are heart or spade or club or diamond, or depending on if they are a 2 or a 3 or other cards, okay? So this is what Stella tried to tell us last week, right? She said the 2 is the biggest card, and then it got more complicated. So now in this video, we will only listen to maybe about the first minute, just so you can hear a short explanation of the game. And yeah, it's very long, so we can't listen to the whole video, but just for you to see how you can maybe explain a game. And so please try to just listen to words like object of the game, or suit, or discard. Okay, so words we already learned. Just see if you can understand those words when we watch it. And don't worry, he talks very fast. You don't have to understand everything, okay? Just try to listen for some words that we already learned together. Okay, all right, then I'd say let's listen to it. I will stop presenting here for a moment. Okay, if I can. Sometimes my computer is not doing what I want it to do.
I can change the speed of the video. I can choose a slower speed.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. And you tell me where to stop. So here you can change the speed.
Oh, wow, okay.
Let's say, okay, this one. And I add closed caption. So see if it helps.
Ah, perfect.
All right, let's get started.
Big 2 is a fast 4-player game played throughout Asia. It's simple to learn and a load of fun to play. The object of the game is to be the first player to get rid of all the cards in their hand. As you play the game, each player discards their cards on top of a pile, always increasing in value. When all players can no longer make a move, the pile resets and the process starts over. It then keeps going until one player discards all their cards and is declared the winner. When throwing out cards, you can only play something higher than the card on the top of the pile. As such, a crucial step in learning Big 2 is knowing the value of each suit, each card, and the value of each of the different hands. If you're familiar with poker, you're already halfway there, as most of the hands are identical, but when it comes to suits, there is a specific order. The lowest value is diamonds, followed by clubs, then hearts, and finally spades. The lowest value card in the deck is the 3 of diamonds, and the highest is the 2 of spades. This is where the name Big 2 comes from. As an example, if a player were to discard the 3 of hearts, the next card discarded would have to be the 3 of spades or anything higher. Because clubs is lower than hearts, a 3 of clubs wouldn't work.
Okay, I think we can stop here. Okay, thank you, Luke. Okay, so this was probably already pretty fast for you. Did you understand some words maybe? Esther, could you understand some words that we already learned?
Space.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Ryan, could you hear other words that we already learned?
Hot.
Very good. Okay, how about you, Dylan?
Club.
Very good. So we understood the suits, right? Diamond. Oh, sorry, we didn't say diamonds yet, but spades, hearts, and clubs. Very good. Okay, Barry, could you hear other words that we already learned?
Club.
Very good. Okay, another suit. How about you, Stella?
Big two.
Yeah, very good. Yes, he talked about big too. Yeah, he talked very fast. So in the beginning, I will share my screen with you again. In the beginning, he said the object of the game. So that was when he tried to explain how you can win at Big Two. What do you have to do? What is the goal? And then he said, you have to throw away your cards. And then there was we saw a lot of the players just throwing cards. And then he explained that it depends on the suit or the card that you have or the hand, how you can throw away cards. And I think this is what Stella wanted to tell us last week, but which is kind of hard to explain. So, but you did really, really good. I think really great. So this is just a way of how you can, when you want to explain a game, it's always good to start with the object. So how can you win the game? What do you have to do? That's always a good first step. And then to explain how you can discard a card. So what can you do to maybe get more cards or get rid of cards? And then this is usually the hard part, to explain the value of the cards. Okay, so this is usually a lot of details there. So maybe when we look at other games today together, we will try to focus more on the object of the game, okay, how to win, and the maybe more general rules, how to discard a card or to pick a card up, okay? Because this is probably kind of hard. Okay, so let's move on. I wanted also to repeat a couple of words with you, so this will help you to explain the other card games. Okay, so just repeat it really quickly. So I will say the words, you can repeat after me. Okay, to shuffle cards.
To
shuffle
cards.
Very good. So this is when we mix the cards, right? Okay, this is what shuffle means. Okay, to deal cards.
To deal cards.
Very good. That means this is when you give cards to the other players. That's what this means. Okay, to pick up cards.
To pick up cards.
This is when, so you take the cards and you take them in your hand. Okay, to look at your hand.
To look at your hand.
And here, your hand is not this hand, but the cards in your hand. Okay, so we have the same word. Okay, this is what you shouldn't do when you play. To cheat.
To cheat.
To cheat.
This means that you're not playing by the rules, so it's not good. Okay, to play a card.
To play.
To play a card.
Or to draw a card.
To
To
draw.
draw a card.
Very good. So when you draw a card, it means that you pick up a card from the ones that are still there. Okay. All right. To discard a card.
To
Discard
discard.
a card.
Very good. This is when you put down a card, or if you give a card away, you don't want it, then you discard a card. Okay, then there's also a new word, to pass.
To
pass.
To pass.
To pass.
Very good. If you pass, it means you can't play. Okay, so your cards are maybe not good, so there's nothing that you can do, and then you have to say, oh, I can't play, I pass. Okay, and then of course, to win a game.
To win.
To win again. To win again.
That's what we all want to do, probably. And then sometimes we also lose a game.
To lose.
Again.
Very good. And that's okay too. Sometimes we have to lose. Okay, then here are some new words that we can also use when we describe a card game. Okay, so we have a player.
A player.
Player.
And usually we have maybe 3 or 4 players in a game. Okay, so it depends on the game. And then you can say each player.
Each
player.
Each player gets maybe 10 cards. Okay, so each player gets cards. Okay. Then in a card game, there is usually a trick.
A trick.
A trick.
Very good, a trick. This is when you win the pile of discarded cards. Okay, so when you all throw away cards, they're in the middle of the table, and sometimes we can win those cards, and then it's a trick. Okay, then cards are worth a certain amount of points. Okay, so to be worth points.
To be worth
Points.
So I just put those 2 X's here because it depends on the number. Okay, so for example, a king is worth 20 points in some games. Okay, then you can also say to get rid of a card.
To get rid
of a card.
Very good. So if you really don't want a card, you'll try to get rid of it. Okay, you'll try to throw it away. You don't want it. Then you try to get rid of it. Okay, and then I think we already learned this, but the deck.
The deck.
The deck, that is all the cards, okay? So it depends, maybe 52 cards or maybe less, but that's the deck, all of the cards. Okay, and then other phrases we can use to explain the rules of a game, to be the first to play all cards. So we can repeat the whole sentence. To be the first to play all cards.
To be the first all cards.
Very good. Or very good, yes. Or to be the first to get rid of all cards.
To be the
first
first
to
to
get rid of all cards.
To get rid of all cards. Or to be the first to get, let's say, 100 points.
To be the
first to get 100 points.
Very good. So this is just a way to explain what you have to do to win the game, okay? Usually it is one of these how you win. Okay, and then there's also the word to trump something, okay, or to be trump, right? To trump something.
To trump
Something.
To trump something, yeah. So this usually means that a certain card or a certain suit can defeat, it is stronger than all other cards and wins the trick. Okay, that is what trump means. Okay, when one card or suit is stronger than all the other cards, okay, then that card is trump. Okay, so these are just some more words to help you explain a card game. Okay, so you can try to learn these and keep them in mind when you explain a card game in English. Okay, very good. So last week we talked about Esther's favorite card game, which was Ghost Card. And then we talked about Big Two that Stella presented. Okay, and here I added 2 videos that you can watch at home. Okay, so one is the first video we watched at first today, and the other is another video. Okay, you can have a look at it at home. Okay, we also talked about Ryan's favorite card game, and that was Heart Attack. Okay, so that's what we figured out. The name is probably Heart Attack. Okay, and so today we will look at Dylan's favorite card game and then at Barry's favorite card game. I just need to go back for a moment so I can write again here. All right, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so Dylan, I am now very curious to hear about your favorite card game. So maybe can you tell us what is the name of your favorite card game?
Big two.
Okay, thank you. But for today, maybe Dylan?
Dylan.
Japan money.
Oh, can you say it again, please?
Japan money.
I heard money.
Japan money? Japan?
Japan money?
Japanese? Or
Okay, or Japanese money maybe? Interesting. Okay, what is the goal? How can you win that game?
The point is big.
Can you say that again, please, Dylan?
The point is big.
Okay, so you have to get many points.
Points.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the goal is to win many points.
Yes.
How? Okay, how many points do you need to win?
Many.
Okay, how do you know how many? Is it maybe 100 or more points?
More and more.
More and more. Okay, so you have to win many points, let's say.
So who has the most points? Do you mean that? 谁最多分赢是不是？Yeah. So
Okay.
if you
Okay.
the most points.
Okay. The player who wins the most points wins. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay, so how can you, let's start easily. How many cards does each player get?
5.
5 cards. Okay. And for how many players are you with 5 cards? So usually, do you play with 2 other people or with 3? How many? 3 people. Okay. For 3 players, you, let's say with 3 players, each player gets 5 cards. Okay. Then what happens?
And you get the card.
Okay, so you pick up a card. Pick up a card, and then how is there a rule how you can get rid of a card? How you can give a card away?
No, you get a card and the card for another people get you the same point.
Okay, so you get a card from another player. Is that right? So you exchange cards with the other player?
You get a card and the card for the another one people get you the same point.
Okay. I think so. I understood that you get a card from another player, and you give a card to them. So you still have 5 cards after that.
In the
第一你跟我讲，我帮忙。第一你用中文讲，我来帮助。
就是你从卡堆抽一张卡，然后那个点数 然后别人就要给你那个同样的点数。
比同样的点数之后嘞，
就换别人抽，然后再给别人点数。
给别人点数。
别人抽到的点数要给他同样的点数。
别人如果抽到的点数再来，
其他人你就要给他点数。
其他人要给他点数。
同样的点数，他抽到同样的点数。
然后到最后看谁点数最多呀。这样就是 winner 呀。Okay, so everyone has a chance to draw a card. Take turns, draw a card. Let's say 5, and then the other players need to give 3. Let's say 5. Yeah, 5 to the player. So, and in the end, they will do the math and see who has the most points. That's
Okay. That sounds actually a little more difficult than I thought.
Teacher,
Okay.
or the Uno. Uno.
Oh, I know Uno.
Okay, so Terry,
That's Terry's game, I guess.
next person to share is Barry. So please, hold.
My favorite card game is Big Two.
Oh, also Big Two. Okay. All right. So maybe then, Barry, I can add your comments maybe here to Stella's. Let's see, because hers was also Big Two. Okay. So is there anything that you would like to add, Barry? So she told us when there are 3 people who play Big Two, then each person or player gets 17 cards, and the 3 of clubs is a special card. She said then you have to draw one more, and the 2 of spades is the biggest card. Would you like to add anything here?
If you have 2 same numbers card, that 2 cards is called pair.
Very good. Yes. If you have 2 cards, do they have to be the same number or the same suit?
Same number.
Okay, if you have 2 cards of the same number, it's a pair. Very good.
Then if you have 4 number, if you have 4 card is same number. Each 4 cards with same number and any 1 card is called full house.
Okay, very good. It's called full house.
Sorry, it's called 4 of a kind.
Okay. 4 of a kind.
Full house is
three same card and another two and pairs.
And do they have to be the three cards of the same suit or the same numbers?
Same number.
Rearrange a bit here. The same number and a pair, you said, right?
Yes.
That's great. Okay, I think there are probably more, even more hands, but this is already really good. Okay, thank you, Barry. Okay, so I will later on, I will make this look a little bit nicer for you before I send it to you. But yeah, that was great. Thank you. Okay, then let's see. We have Dylan's game. I will add to this later on too, Dylan, so we have more rules for your game too. And then now we have a couple minutes left, so let's look also at Terry's favorite card game because he was very excited to tell us about it. I think it was Uno.
Yes.
Okay, Terry. So what is the goal of Uno? How can you win?
Big. I put the blue card and everyone maybe they want they
Mm-hmm.
they
So
put they put my they put the I put the blue cards. They they about put the blue card.
Okay, so I understood. There is something with the blue card. The blue card
Yes.
seems to be very important. Okay, and what do I have to do with the blue card to win? Probably I want to get rid of all of my cards first, right? That is probably the goal. Is that right, Terry?
Put the other color cards.
Okay, so I want to discard my blue cards and the other colored cards. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can put any card, any colors the card.
Okay. And so the goal is to discard all of the cards, all the colors.
Yes.
Okay. The goal is to discard all of your cards first. I'll put this here in brackets, all of the colors. Okay. Mm-hmm. And how many cards does each player get? How many players are there normally?
Many.
Many players. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How many cards do you get when you are 4 players?
20.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, with 4 players, each player gets 20 cards. Okay. Then what happens? Do I maybe have to draw another card from the pile?
You don't have this color card. You can put the put next to the cards. Can put the card. Any card can put. Can watch the color.
Ah, okay. So there has to be one card in the middle to start. And so I need to play a card with the same color, like this card in the middle, right? Is that correct? It's been a long time since I've played Uno, so I don't remember all of it, but I think that's how it starts. Is that correct, Terry? Are you still there? I think we may have lost Terry. Okay. Well, I think this is how you play Uno, but it's been a while since I've played it. But I'll just leave it here like this for now. And I will stop presenting here because we're almost at the end of our class again. So this was, I know, a difficult class to talk about the rules of a card game, but I really think that you all did really, really well because it is not easy. And I just hope that you also have fun to learn English with things that you like to do. Okay, so I hope that you will also be interested in sports, because next week we will talk about lifting weights. That'll be interesting. That will be our text for next week, but we can also talk about your other favorite sports, maybe then in the next couple of weeks, okay? All right, do you have any more questions about the cards today or something else about the new words? No? Okay, then thank you for your hard work. I know it wasn't easy and you did really, really great. And then I hope you have a nice evening. And then next week we'll talk about lifting weights. Okay, then I'll see you again next week. Okay, bye.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, see you next week.